So we got the WWE draft coming up soon, and it's super exciting. And I'm excited to the point where I created a wish list of some things that I wish would happen either the night of the draft or as a result of the draft. Now, before we get into this, go ahead, hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it. Let's get into this, man. All right, so number one on this list is something that I've been begging for, praying to the wrestling gods for, been advocating on this channel for. You guys know exactly what it is. I was hoping this would happen the Raw after WrestleMania, but since it didn't, why not let it happen at the night of the draft? That's right. Introduce a mid-card title for the ladies, because the ladies need some love. They need some love, man. See, that's one of the problems that we have, is that we need this title here. So without it, you have a bunch of women just floundering around. If they're not going after the Raw Championship, they're not going after the SmackDown Women's Championship, they're not going after the Tag Team Championship, they're just floundering around. And to be honest with you, a lot of these women aren't ready to go after those titles at all. They're not ready to go after the tag team titles. And what happens also is they get thrown into these random tag teams just to have something for the title holder to do. Like, and I get that there has to be jobbers, but the whole division don't need to be jobbers. Okay, we need to give them something to do. One of the main problems we've had is that the women's division are devoid of storylines, and adding a mid-card title in there would add so many things, so many layers, so many storylines, so many possibilities. And we have women who will be fantastic as a mid-card title holder. Liv Morgan for one, Shotzi Blackheart, Mia Yim, the list goes on and on and on. And I think you guys get my point, but they need to introduce this title. Now, introducing this title is tied to what I'm about to say next on my list, and that is to break apart Damage Control, okay? Now, it sucks to say this, but let's be honest. Bayley has not benefited from being in that group at all. She's been taking L's left and right since they were introduced, since they came back. Now, when they came, I was excited to see them because I'm like, okay, Bayley is back, and my girl Io Shirai, now Io Sky is back, and also Dakota Kai. And the reason why I was super excited about this, because these ladies have had their best matches, in my personal opinion, in NXT under the helm of Triple H. Now they're going to go to the main roster under the helm of Triple H. So what can go wrong? Well, watching them for the next couple months after they were brought them back, a lot of things could go wrong. A lot of ills. Now, here's the thing. Io Shirai and Dakota Kai did benefit the most out of being in this group, because with the casual fans in WWE, unfortunately, they're not familiar with the wrestlers from NXT. So this gave them a little spotlight so people can get familiar with them in each household. So now that they're familiar, it's time for them to spread their wings and fly. And it will help out to have a mid-card title, so then these women can have something to fight for, unless they keep Io Shirai and Dakota Kai together. But I don't believe that's going to be the case. Also, Bayley seems like she's done, but if she's not, it'll be great for her to hold that mid-card title to kind of make it more prestigious, make the title more prestigious. And she got some great matches with these ladies. Have her win every title that's available for a woman. That would be great to see, in my personal opinion. Okay, so next up, this one I'm kind of excited about. I kind of hope that they really do this, and this is to send Imperium over to Raw. To the red brand, okay? And the reason why I want that, because there's so many possibilities that can come out of this. Can you imagine, what am I getting an A from? Can you imagine a match between Gunther and, let's say, these guys I'm about to name, this is assuming that they're going to stay on this brand, between Gunther and Seth Rollins. Can you imagine Seth freaking Rollins and Gunther having a match? You know how crazy that match will be? And that will be a great opponent for Gunther, because obviously with Imperium and Gunther, they've always been like this in the Indies. They've been like this in NXT UK. And of course, their members have changed up. But one thing has stayed the same, is that Gunther, whether he's Gunther or Walter, he's always said that this ring is sacred ground. We don't like that goofy stuff around here, okay? If you want to do that, you're going to get tore up in here. And who is the personal embodiment of goofy things? And that's Seth Rollins. Look at the way he dressed. Look what he wears. Look at the glasses. Look at the Sesame Street fur that he wears on his body. Now, for him to come in when Imperium is introducing themselves to Raw and saying, you know, this is the standards and things like that, for him to come out and just kind of interrupt them, that'll be an easy feud to start. That'll be so easy. Even you can get to the point where you can have Gunther have a feud with Bobby Lashley, and that could spark up bringing back the Hurt Business, because Imperium is obviously a faction, and so is the Hurt Business. So it would make so much sense to have them go against each other. Or last but not least, I mean, this can happen either way. It doesn't matter what brand Gunther is on or Imperium is on, but this can lead up to that SummerSlam match between Brock Lesnar and Gunther, the thing they teased to us at Royal Rumble. That should happen. You know, I'm looking forward to that. Okay, so for the next one, I think this one right here is a kind of a small personal gripe. It isn't anything big. I'm sure some people probably don't even care about this and won't even agree with this, but I feel like it is time to redesign those men tag team titles. It is. I don't know if they're going to be unifying them and making them cross brand. I'm assuming they're going to make, obviously split them up one way or another to make one on Raw and one on SmackDown. But regardless of what they do, I really don't care. At the end of the day, they need to redesign those titles. Those titles have never been appealing to me. Even to this point, they look like Airheads candies with pennies stuck on them. Like that's what they look like to me. So it's time to redesign these things, man, and make them look great. Okay. So since that's a small gripe, let's just pass that on. Okay. Then the next one is to send Austin Theory and a US title to SmackDown. Obviously, that's going to happen if I'm choosing that Gunther should go to Raw. Gunther should go to Raw. Then obviously the IC title should come to SmackDown. But with Shinsuke Nakamura coming back and assuming that he's going to stay on SmackDown, for whatever reason, that seems to be the only title that they love to give this guy. But if that is the case, that will be a great starting feud for Austin Theory to go against Shinsuke Nakamura. I think they got more wrestlers, in my personal opinion, in his weight class on SmackDown that'll challenge him in the ring and make Austin Theory get better and better over time. But ultimately, whatever they do with LA Knight, which I'm assuming that the belt is not coming off of Gunther for a while, they need to keep LA Knight on SmackDown, and he needs to get that US title. Now, it sounds messed up because Austin Theory is my guy, so why send him to SmackDown and get fed to LA Knight? I think Austin Theory should get some feuds first and then eventually lose to LA Knight at a big pay-per-view. And he needs to have a title on him ASAP. LA Knight I'm talking about. Because this guy is on fire right now. And a title is just going to make that crazier. This guy is a star, a bona fide star. There's no way denying it. What happened with him and Bray Wyatt as far as that feud, that made him go up so many levels, man. So many levels. Put a title on this guy. He is the guy. All right, so the last thing that I have here on this list, and I tried to make this list. Oh, no, I got two more. I'm sorry. The next thing I have on this list, and I'm cracking my voice. I don't know why I didn't drink any water, but New Day. They need to stay on SmackDown, keep them together. I don't think there's any other further explanation that needs to be added there outside of the fact that Big E, I know everybody wants him to go after a title again, or in my personal opinion, at some point, I would love to see Xavier Woods get some type of single title, but like one of the main titles. But I don't think either of that's going to happen in the next 3, 4, 5 years, probably. Because it seemed like they got this whole thing that's bigger than them happening at this moment. But I would love to see New Day stick together, keep them on SmackDown. That would be great. But ultimately, the last thing that I need to happen here, and some people may feel like this is obvious, is they need to draft some NXT talent on the main roster. They need for it to happen. Specifically, like I said, the mid-card title for the ladies. This would be important for someone like a Roxanne Perez. It is time for her to come up. I've watched her since she was been in reality of wrestling when she was Roxy. She has been talented then. She is even more talented now. So bring this woman up to the main roster, please. She needs to be there. Where's Cameron Grimes at? All right. We need Cameron Grimes to come up. He's got chiseled up. He looks great. It is time to get him drafted up. It is so many other people. Ultimately, for me, the main ones I want to see come up to the main roster. I know they asked for their release, but I feel like that they need to change that and bring them up to the main roster unless there's other reasons why they want to leave WWE. Bring up my two guys from Schism. I don't care if they got to, whatever they got to do with Schism, it is what it is. That's not my problem. Joe Gracie, you don't need to develop him as a single star, but they need to bring Rip Fowler and the other guy up here. I don't remember the other guys now. I remember them from NXT UK as Zach Gibson and James Drake, and I think that that's where they were their best. Zach Gibson, Liverpool's #1 and soon to be. Like, you guys got to go back there and watch that, man. Not James Drake, but Zach Gibson was fantastic on the mic, and them together in the ring, they put up clinics at NXT UK takeovers. Look at Blackpool. Look at Cardiff. Like, those matches were fantastic. If they can just change their gimmick back to what they were as far as Grizzled Young Veterans, I know they want to avoid using the name Grizzled Young Veterans because of that's what they had when they were indie stars. I don't care what you change their name to, as long as it isn't something stupid. Eventually, I got used to Viking Raiders when they were changed from War Machine. Just give them a name that isn't stupid, but have them have the persona that they had when they were Zach Gibson and James Drake. Not now when they look like rejected contestants from some type of chef show or something like that. I don't know what they're doing right now, but please let that happen. If nothing else happens on this list, please just let that happen, man. Give them a chance, man. Let them stay here. They are fantastic talents, man. Please. But anyways, that is the end of my list. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comment section. What do you guys agree or disagree with? I would love to hear what you guys think. I just thought about this list probably like 30 minutes ago. So this isn't really clean. I just wrote the names down and just kind of freestyled, my thoughts about the entire thing. But again, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Salute. Peace. Have a good day.